Greetings. Most importantly, blessings. Yes, sir. Bless my heart, bless my soul. Left it to the world, they're surely turning cold. Bless my heart, bless my soul. Give me the strength to continue on this road. Bless my heart and bless my soul. Left it to the world, they're surely turning cold. Bless my heart and bless my soul. Give me the strength to continue on this road.
Yo, bro, man, bro, I feel like I ain't been here in a while, man. Like, bro, say it's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you. Yeah, man. First of all, man, thank y'all for thank y'all for sticking around. Thank y'all. This is season 2, man, and we are so happy to be in the new season. When God puts you in a new season, it's usually a good thing. Sometimes, you know, new seasons are beautiful, man. New growth, new everything. Today is also Father's Day, man. So this episode is special for me because it's a Father's Day episode where I get to bring my son on. I'm excited about that, man. Father, Son, the Holy Ghost. That's the title of this one. Me and this guy has been around all his life. All his life I've been around him. He been around me like 13, 14 years of my life. It's been a great 13, 14 years, man. A lot of different things have transpired, but I love the little fella, man. He's been an inspiration to me in so many different ways. He's just, him, man. You know, some people call him Canon. Some people call him HD Junior. Some people just call him Junior. He like to call himself Fresh. What's happening, Fresh?
What up?
What's going on, man? What's going on? How you feeling?
Pretty good.
That's dope. That's dope, man. I'm glad you're feeling pretty good, man. I've been kind of excited to get you on here, my guy. It's been a long time coming. So I want to say welcome. I give everybody a nice little intro when they get on here. I get into 82 and 0 live mode. So, how I feel about you, man. But the world don't really know you. They've seen you grow with me through social media, but they never really experienced you. So I'm gonna give you a moment just to tell the people about yourself, who you are, and just whatever you want to tell them.
Well, I'm s- so who I am is I'm Junior. Some people call me Cannon. I like to stop calling myself Fresh, because I am fresher than him. But so type of person. Oh, I'm like I love movies a lot, and like I like creativity. Hang around with people and hang around at church and just joking, laughing, have a great time. And yeah,
Nice, 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 nice. I can agree to some of that except for the fresh. I don't know if you fresh than me. You like to try to compete, you know what I mean? But one day you'll get here, but
sure.
until then, you know what I'm saying? I like where you are, man. I like where you are. You said a few things that I like that, you said of course your creativity. I personally have seen a creativity majority of life. There's been times where it blew my mind. And I may get into some of those stories. But the enjoying of church, I like that you said that. Because I know there was a point in time where kind of I ain't gonna say you didn't like going there, but it wasn't your thing, like maybe playing video games. So maybe let's kind of start there. Just kind of the church aspect. Like, explain to me, like, how when you're in church, what do you get out of it? What's the fun parts? What's the enjoyable parts? What keeps you wanting to come back?
I really like Takeoff. This Takeoff is like it's almost like school, but it's talks about God and it kind of feels normal to be in there. And I don't know how to explain. It's because we get like to joking, we get to play games in there, and it's just a pretty cool experience to be in
Cool. Yeah, I like that. I like popping the takeoff every now and then and look and see what y'all got going on. I got a lot of love for Trent. Trent does real well. I know. the takeoff is something that's big in his heart. He really wants to do well in there and wants to do well by y'all and of course by God. So shout out to Trent, shout out to Rocky and everybody who's been part of Takeoff, Casey, everybody just involved behind the scenes and in front of y'all to just really bring that and make that a thing. Let me ask you this: like with your enjoyment of Takeoff, I know there's a point in time where when I was on staff, we were kind of at church all the time. Like tell me like where your mindset was when you first started like really like hanging around the church often, not just on the Sundays. Like kind of take me back then and where your mind was then.
At first, at first I was like a little skeptical like of what I should do, and most of the time I just stood in like your room and just sat in there. And some days I'll go with you to go get stuff or help with something. And as then the more we were in there, I kind of got used to being in there and like going around the place and getting food and drinks and, like I felt like I felt like it was like my own house almost. Like I could just like be in
I can dig that. I can dig that. I did notice like the more you were there, I saw you kind of like of course, like I said, you would be with me a lot, you'd be around me a lot. But I noticed over time that you started kind of building your own relationship with people. Some of them be your age, but somewhat surprisingly, a lot of the people that you seem to kind of gravitate to were people that were older than you. And I saw you build like your own personal relationship. So if you would kind of talk about that, like some of the people at church that you kind of personally have a relationship with, some people you enjoy kind of interacting with, and how that goes.
So I have a great relationship with like Trent, Vincent, Jackson, got like a few good people I'll be around with, and then like it just gives off like energy at like I could like ask them questions and I'll have like answer to it, and like I feel like I could trust them well enough, and or like or like Mitch and Manny, I'll like to joke around with, just like joke around with and stuff. And
Don't do that, man, like that. I like that. What does that like having that community in there, like people that you like how you said you can trust, you can talk to, you can ask questions and get answers. What does that do for you? Like how does that help you in your church life?
like sort of like get a different view of things, or like whatever, like if to like learn I like learn things from them, what to not to do, and like yeah, that's basically it.
I got you. I know, of course, that you have some relationships that kind of go outside of church. I know you and Vincent kind of you. I love the fact that you used to always check on Vincent when he had a period where he wasn't coming as much. You always ask like, "Is he there? Is he gonna be here?" Well, you and Jackson now. Jackson pulls you outside and he kind of plays basketball with you and everything. But kind of talk about those particular relationships and how that is outside of church and what that does for you.
Well, so Vince, when I used to hang out like Vince and stuff, it kind of felt like a big brother almost, and like I like sticking around and joking with. And Jackson, I can like learn things like for basketball and stuff. And like if like most of the time when I'm at home, I would like to go to like play basketball with Jackson, because like I kind of like playing basketball with Jackson kind of makes me enjoy basketball even more. And
I like that.
like with Vince, I would say like it kind of. shows me like what's like he feels like a big brother, and I feel like that's how I I adapted to that into like Kashi and Rain,
Mm.
and that's how I see myself on mom.
Man, that's deep. That's deep. I like that a lot. That's refreshing for me because, of course, that's my first time hearing you say that. And I like to hear that. And that there's people that you are finding in church that are being role models or inspirations to you in different aspects of your life. I had a conversation in Bible study, and they were asking me kind of how one of the methods that I use as far as fatherhood, how do I kind of battle the different challenges in the world. And that was one of the things I told him is I like to like having you around church and having you around people that I can trust that if I'm not there, they'll keep you in line and come back to me and tell me, hey, like Junior did this, I don't, whatever. They do whatever to keep you in line and just be an inspiration to you. And I think that's big. The community and the people around you are good people, man. So I love to hear that. I do want to get into like you get into the point where I've been working at church, you've been around and you kind of started finding your own community. And then one day, I'm sitting in church and I get a text message saying that you decided to give your life to God. Talk about that for a moment. Like, what was that moment? What was on your mind? What was on your heart? Like, what pushed you in that moment to say that this is the day, this is the time that I'm going to do it?
Um, I kind so I we was praying, and most times when we pray, he asks like just raise your hand and give your life to God. And I've always thought about it. And that day, I was standing in class with one of my friends that goes to church, and I had was praying, and when he said that, I kind of like something kind of took over almost. Like I should have
Mm,
like should raise my hand, and like when I raised my hand, I was like felt good, and that made the like right choice to do it.
mm.
Almost.
That, hey, I love it. Um, I'm be honest. I mean, I find it funny because you made a little joke afterwards. But after I got the text message, I came around there to hug you and tell you, how proud I was of you. And I tried to hold it in because I know you around there with your friends and all that. But by the time I got back around to the front of the sanctuary, I'm fighting back tears of like happiness.
I saw
And then
that.
Tessa, I know it. And Tessa came over there. It was funny because I come out the front door of the sanctuary and I end up holding the door open from somebody, and then like people just kept coming. So I was stuck in the front of the sanctuary holding the door because I didn't want to let it go on anybody. And I'm trying to fight back the tears. Tessa come over there, and then I see you come walking past with a trash can. And I thought that was dope to see because like you're giving your life to God, but immediately after you did that, you went right back to serving. And that was real big for me. I got a clip I'm gonna play, but I want to get back to that because I just said it, the serving part. Let's go there real quick. Um, you seeing me on staff, working at the church, doing different things, serving on a facility team, running trash, cleaning up, keeping the overflow seats and all. I noticed, of course, like you gravitated towards that, and it was times where you yourself were really just like taking the initiative to do it. I know your mom came to church one day, y'all sitting in the pews or whatever, and you saw them doing the overflow chairs, and you went to get up, and she wasn't used to you doing that, but you was like, "Hey, I got to go do this." Like, talk about like how, I guess from your standpoint, how you saw the need or the purpose or the desire or just initiative to serve in church the way you do.
Um, like I've seen you do it a lot, and I kind of when you started letting me do it, I kind of found like the responsibility to do it because I was on staff and I was also working with you, or like, helping you with work, and I just found like I had like the like the responsibility to do it.
Yeah, I love that about it. I get a lot of comments when I'm walking through church about you. People always, if they don't see you with me, they ask, and they just give me a lot of reports, and I can tell that wherever you are in the church, you're doing something the way you're supposed to. You're glorifying God and you're showing how God can work with you. And I love that. I don't like to take any credit for it. I know that I was an example, but I still understand that God works with you in a way that I may can never really reach you. And I love that about the way you are. Tessa just came on. She said that you definitely have a servant's heart, and I agree with that. I feel like most of your life you've had that kind of space. I wish I had the video pulled up. Where I would have to dig in the archives of it was 2 times I was a hero. But I just think that that's beautiful. And just for people who might not know, there's a video circulating. I had it on Instagram and Facebook if you followed me on there a while back. But there was a day Junior might have been like 6 or 7 in that range, maybe 8 at the most. We're at Publix, and there's this older lady walking through. She's in the parking lot, but her cart takes off from and rolls off, and it has a purse on it. And he asked me if he can go get it, and I'm like, yeah. He takes off across the parking lot. He runs, he gets a cart, he brings it back over there. She's real happy about it. And we're just kind of going on. She's like, oh, he's a great kid. Da, da, da. And as we go to walk off, he's super excited. I really wish I would brought this video up, but he's super excited. He's like, Dad, that was 2 times I got to be a hero. Early that day, he had to go through his grandma's window to get them in there locked out. And the second time is him catching his cart for this older lady. So it was him having that much enthusiasm about helping. Ooh, ooh, I don't know why that hit me, but I thought that was a beautiful thing. I really did. So in all of this, you got a servant's heart, you're moving around church, you decide to give your life to God. And then there's this moment where baptism comes. I'm gonna play the clip. I know leading up to it, we had to have conversations. I felt like it was only right for me to explain to you the purpose of baptism. And I know at the beginning you were kind of apprehensive about people like, watching you the whole process of it. But if you would, before I play the clip, kind of tell where your mind was just before you got baptized, what was on your mind about it?
I was kind of nervous, and like I was nervous, and it it kind of it kind of felt like like unbelievable, like a dream.
Mm.
and and was excited to get into the pool and stuff, and like it felt like a dream, and I was like really happy and excited to do it, because like watching you do it made me kind of want, well, not kind of, but it made me want to do it, and I just never really found like the opportunity to do it. Like most times when baptism happened, I would tell myself, like, think think about it, and like think if I should do it like that day or not. So yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I'm gonna bring up mine first, right? Because mine was a kind of a spur of the moment thing, and I can understand. Like I just hopped in. I didn't sign up for it. I was just like, hey, today is the day. I think mine was singing real strong, and it was just over my heart. I had watched a bunch of people get baptized, and I said, hey, I'm in there, buddy. I'm doing it. I loved it because like you didn't know you popped out in this library, and we ended up taking this picture, a couple other pictures. I hid the other picture because the other picture showed them long socks I had on. They look bad when they was real socky. So we ain't doing that today. But one of the things, Junior, that I love about our relationship is you're very supportive. We went through some different things, and you're real supportive, but you also like show me that the way I walk and what I show you is important. Because just like I had that moment of baptism, you too had yours. And we'll see that now. Well, talk about that moment. How did that feel
Um,
going into the water and coming out? What was that like?
like okay, so going to water, um, like it felt like let's say I've been outside the whole time, drenching sweat and stuff, and like when I got in the water, it felt like I was just in like a shower. Then right when I got out, it felt like I was like like just had like no sweat, nothing on, and very very wet socks, very soaking wet socks. But yeah,
Hmm. I'm sorry. I don't know if you understand how metaphorical that is. Ooh, you said you felt all sweaty beforehand, and you got in and you came out feeling clean, man. That's what baptism is about. It's about washing away the old you. It's about declaring that whatever you was and wherever you was before that moment, that you're washing all that away and you're becoming new. I don't even understand if you understood how deep that was of what you just said, but I love it. Um, my bad.
you good.
In it though, right? I had to run the video back because I watched the video a bunch of times, right? But in it, I'm gonna run it back. In it, there's so many people that have watched you through your time in a year or so in Forward City. Um, from the people in the pool to Pastor Jim and all the voices, it was powerful for me because there were so many people around that were just cheering you on and so happy for you in that moment. Even the young lady at the end is jumping and dance. I laugh because every time she sees me in church, if you're not near me, she almost fusses at me about where's your son and why isn't he near you? And I love that. I really do love that. From your standpoint, Junior, what was it like to have that many people that really support that decision and really embrace you after you made that decision? Like, talk about that.
Uh, it just like felt good to hear it, and uh, yeah, that's all. That's the word I got. Just it felt good to hear it and know that like
That's,
that many people would watch.
that
I think
that
that's
that's
kind of
good. Um, it was a conversation that Trent called me one day before all this happened, and he asked me if you ever had a salvation moment. And in my mind, I didn't really know how to answer that. It honestly it kind of took me by surprise. He asked me that, but he told me he had a dream about it, and I thought that was deep. That he had a dream about it. Um, but in retrospect, what I realized was that if we're being honest, Junior, you have been through some things. You have seen some things. As good as a father as I try to be, you have had some experiences that would, in that moment, make you feel sweaty, make you feel like you might have been carrying something. So if you don't mind, I want to kind of talk about some of that. Because the way God has used you in my life to get in Forward City and then watching you grow in Forward City has been beautiful. But what led us to it, I discussed in the very first episode of season one. So I feel it's right to discuss it in season two. But there was a moment where your mother moved to Georgia with you, and it hurt me. I found out about it last minute, but it really really did hurt me, and it's what led me to even find out about Ford City. A lot of people may know that story from watching that podcast, but from your perspective, what was that like? How did that affect you in that time?
um like I felt like I did not want to go at all, like at all. Like I was taking consideration to stay with like my grandma or you, and not go to Georgia. Whatever. And when I first went to Georgia and saw my room, I was like, okay, this ain't bad. But then I still felt like I had to be where I'm from, and I didn't want. And it was real. The more I stayed in Georgia, the more I realized it's real. What's the word? Like it's real. I don't want to say the word, but like it was real. It was sort of like trenches,
Mm,
not exactly, but it felt just weird and just not really like how it just felt unusual to be there.
okay.
And when we moved back, I had I was real excited because I've been asking to move back and everything. And I did not want to go back there at all. Like 0% of me wanted to stay there. Like like nothing made me want to stay there. Nothing made me feel bad leaving. Nothing made me feel good staying. Just want to be back here.
I can dig it. I definitely didn't want you to go. But what I learned from that moment, Junior, is God was showing me that me and you had more purpose, and He desired more from both of us. And He chose that way to get there. There's a story of Jonah in the well in the Bible, how he went to Jonah and he asked Jonah to do something, and Jonah didn't listen. Jonah decided he didn't want to do what God said, and he went and hopped on the boat, and God caused a storm, and Jonah decided he wanted to get thrown off the boat. He still didn't want to do what God said, and God sent a whale to grab him out the water. He decided to do what God said, and God sent him right back, spit him out the whale's mouth to do his purpose. And I feel like that was kind of like a Jonah moment, because your grandmother kind of came to me one day and was like, "Hey, God said, he see you loving on that boy, but if you ain't bringing him, you ain't did nothing." And I didn't pay any attention. And then everything happened when you went to Georgia, and I ended up meeting. I ended up having a phone call that day with Jason, who invited me to the church after he called me. I was all heard about you leaving, and it led to a lot of different things. It led to this day. But you knowing me as well as you do, tell me from your perspective how you saw me before that moment and how I transitioned to where I am today. Kind of discuss that.
Um, I saw you as like a protective dad and like a person to look up to. Then like at the same time there was like problems, but like I knew that like the problems we find and like just a great person. But like now I see like more wiser and like definitely like look up to and like a son to God and
Mm,
a like a very still funny person, a real funny, not so fresher than me guy. Um,
listen, boy, when you call me son of God, I almost cried. But when you gonna sit there and say I ain't listening to you, boy, you make me go over here in my closet. Boy, I do Mr. Rogers. You know about Mr. Rogers. I change right now and show you. You gonna stop trying me on camera, boy? I got people watching me, boy. I got you. All right. Anyhow, boy, you something else, boy. You think you funny, but I, I got
I am.
something. Okay, since we funny, right? Since we gonna go into a joker moment, what? I brought a few pictures. Was you fresher than me today? Oh, 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 since you're funny. Oh, since you're funny, that's day one. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Look, what is you doing with your hands, boy? I'm glad you got delivered from whatever set that was you was trying to claim as a baby. Since you funny, you know, you getting 14 now. You trying to get big. You trying to get funny. You think some days you be trying me like you can really beat me up, but I want to remind you, boy. You can't, yeah, yeah, I been beating you up, boy. You can't, yeah. So just remember that, when you try to, take jokes. Well, I got all kinds of pictures. Yeah, I got all kinds of memories. Yeah, we ain't gonna go there. But since we are talking about that, tell me what's been some of your favorite memories or different things that happened at Ford City while attending Ford City.
Um, I would say the this year's Easter, going to the school Easter egg hunt. That was probably that, and the other Easter egg hunt from last year was definitely one of my favorites. And us, the staff celebrating your birthday. It was like
Mm.
your like it was like it was probably the first time I was there. But them celebrating your birthday and the men's event, yeah, the men's event where we played. There's actually two men's events. When we played basketball
Oh yeah.
and when they had the whole contest and about like contests of like pull ups and push ups and stuff.
Hmm. I just happen to have a clip. I think this is what you might be talking about. Let's see.
Mm.
So I enjoyed that moment. I was gonna bring that clip up one way or another. I'm glad you mentioned it. Tell us about that day. Just like that experience of going from just being someone who's attending church, being around the church, and then having the chance to play basketball with the pastor of the church, in that setting. Like, what was that like for you?
Um, it was sort of like a funny and wild situation because I did not attend to at first when he had said that no one could be in basketball, and I was thinking, huh, okay, and then uh I saw him playing basketball and I was like asked him, I bet I could beat him, and so we're playing basketball and I like it felt like I almost beat him, by the way. I almost beat him by 1 point. By 1 point. But um like it felt like I was actually playing against like playing against you, but and afterwards it was like it felt like wow that I play against a pastor.
I can dig that. I can dig that. I did enjoy that moment. I remember being somewhere over. I was doing something moving around the church, and somebody was like, "Hey, Junior over there playing PT and basketball." So I had to turn around and come record it. So that was a good moment for me. I definitely enjoyed it. It looked like you had a lot of fun. His son was there. Jace was there, rooting for you, and I thought that was pretty cool. Just really seeing that. So Junior, let me ask you this now that you've kind of getting to the point. Well, I can say kind of, but you're at the point now where you're building your own relationship with God. You're praying more. You're around more people that are more spiritual to guide you and kind of lead you and show you and answer those questions. But speak about the spiritual aspect from your point of view and like being around your peers, people your age, whether at school, whether at church. What's that dynamic like?
It's like it's more peaceful almost, and like if like when I pray at night, it just like makes me feel protected at night, and like nothing's gonna bad's gonna happen, or like it just feels like I'm like safe and like I'm with someone that could like protect me while like through everything.
Mm, that's so good. That's so good. Um, when you pray, are you praying to be as fresh as I am? I'm playing. I'm playing. um, but hey, bro, hey, bro, don't shout in front of this camera now. I know where you at. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, but I do want to say this. It just reminded me the day that you decided to give your life, and we backtracking, but Jamal came and prayed over you. We were in the sanctuary, and Jamal came and prayed. What's it like to have like people of those positions, pastors and different people, to come and pray over you specifically for your path? Like, what does that do for you, and how does that help you in your walk?
Um, it just it let me find the words. It's it's like not sort of like crazy, but it's like feels good to have like a pastor praying over me, and it just like yeah, that's the only words I got for it. Like I can't think of it.
Gotcha. Seem like it's like more of a surreal type thing, and I can understand that. I feel similar. I feel like it was an honor for him to do it. Jamal's one of those guys. I really feel like God has us connected for some reason or another. So I felt it was right, and I feel like he should be the person to pray over you in that moment. And I appreciated it. I feel like he really did genuinely tap in and pray over you that day, and all the words that he said in prayer and after that prayer were genuine and from the heart. Um, for you, like what are your goals now in life as far as in the space of spirituality and with God? Are you working to like get a better relationship with him? Or are you trying to learn the Bible more? Or where's your mind at with everything now?
To definitely get closer to him and to um read the Bible more often. And I'll have like little verses on my phone each morning, like on my home screen, and I'll read it every morning to night, and like morning, and then before I go to bed, and uh I every time I'm scrolling like on YouTube or something, I'll have like a little prayer video, like a prayer video just pop up, like just random. And that feels like sort of God's way of talking to me almost.
Hmm.
And and like the more the more I got closer to God, I listen to like Christian rap more.
Mm,
Like like I made a whole playlist about it, and it
mm,
just it feels different to other but like it doesn't feel like, oh, I don't want to listen to this song. It's like every song I'll listen to, and I wouldn't skip like a single one.
that's so good. Junior, you hit me in my little tear ducts each time you answer a question like that. Um, you guys share that playlist because I got one you might like, but I want to hear yours. So when we get a chance, share that playlist with me. I want to jam with you. But that's a beautiful thing to hear from a father's standpoint. I want to say, bro, that I'm very very proud of you. Because you've weathered a lot of storms well. Your demeanor has stayed pretty much the same since you were a kid. And it's wild to see, man, because you really like there's things that get you emotional. Sometimes you get upset, but it doesn't really like I haven't seen you really go way right away left on it. It's just like hey, I don't really like this moment, and I'm gonna move past it, man. And that's a beautiful thing because a lot of days, a lot of times, you help keep me grounded. I'm getting to be 44 this next week, and I learned so much from you.
And that's
There's
all.
been days. What hush? Where do we get off live, bro? You keep trying me. Where do we get off live, bro? I can't show these people I cut your butt on live. But anyhow, um, it's been a lot of moments where you've helped me stay grounded. There was moments where I might have been kind of being stubborn, and I'm venting to you just because like you listen, you're a great listener, and you be like, Dad, why don't you just go do this, or Dad. There's been some deep conversations we had after the fact, um, where you were telling me like, "Hey, man, Dad, I knew you were doing that, and I was really like sitting around doing this or doing that, trying to prevent you from doing things that I didn't really like." And I thought that was big because like you were working for me without me knowing it. You were doing things to help me like stay on the path without me knowing it. And I love that about you. I know that if I'm ever sad or if I'm in my mind too much when we're riding together, you'll see me just look up like, "You okay, Dad? You sure?" Some days you just come give me a hug. And I love that about you. One of the things that we do a lot is we say, "I love you." I think we might say I love you at least 5, 10 times a day, depending on how often we see each other or how often we're walking out the door or something. I want to talk about that in particular. What does hearing I love you so often, like, how does that make you feel? What does that do for you?
um, like it feels real. It feels good to hear, and like happy to have like a father like you around, and glad that I have you in my life.
That's real. Um, I love it because I didn't hear it a lot growing up. And that's one of the things that makes me say it so much. I do love my parents. I love my mom and my dad. But growing up, it was awkward saying it to them at times. I don't know why. It just felt awkward. But I didn't want to have that same awkwardness with you. So from when you was a kid, I said it. And it dawned on me when you were younger that I could say it to you in front of your friends and you wouldn't hesitate to say it back. And that's big because a lot of people do get a little, "Oh, Dad, no, but anywhere, any shape, any form, like you'll say it back. And I think part of it is because you truly believe and truly feel that I do love you. Of course, I genuinely do. But I think that's big. But also, I want to speak about like our relationship of how we laugh and joke and play and stay in that space because we ultimately are father and son, but we also have a good friend type relationship. So talk to me about that and like how does that make you feel and how does that help you out?
Um, when we laugh and joke, it's like it feels like I have a father as like a best friend that I could hang around with and talk to about, and like just make jokes and stuff, and like it just feels like good, basically.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely got the best jokes. I don't I don't want you to. Yeah, yeah. At this point, yeah, I'm better at everything than you except for being small.
Mm.
Now that we got that out of the way, let's just continue. um, so yeah,
I could have said something else, but I did not want to put someone else in the spotlight.
let me get my belt. Anyhow,
Ooh, shit, I'm scared a
um,
little minute.
what's it like for you like walking in that space and people that may be in your family, your friend circle that are not in a spiritual or godly space, what's your conversation like with them? How does that like them find out you're baptized or in church? Like how does that conversation go and how do you or do you ever reach out to them to try to get them in the same space as you?
Um, like I'll I'll like tell I'll tell some teacher about it, and I'll be like, and they'll be surprised and happy for me. And like most of my friends, I'll ask them to come because I feel like they like they should come and that like they would like it and that like instead of being like in the house like on in out their house playing games all day on a Sunday and stuff.
I can dig it. I can dig it. One of the dope storylines that I think from Ford City, from you being there, is when you were younger, one of your mom's friends had a son right around the time as you. I want to say y'all birthdays maybe like a week or two apart, if I am mistaken.
I
Um,
think so.
say again.
I think so, probably.
Yeah, and so y'all stopped seeing each other for some years. I think up until maybe you were like maybe 6 or 7, y'all were like at each other's birthday parties a lot, and then y'all stopped seeing each other to the point where y'all really had almost forgotten about each other, and then y'all bumped into each other back at church again. Like, tell me how that is to kind of re-meet a old good friend.
Um, it's like to me, it's like like that like in a movie. Let's say like how if someone sort of like just like disappeared or something, like just left, and like I was part of like a crew or something, and I was like you're one person you would talk to, and like it's like a reunion, like it's a real good reunion, like it's and like it's just surprising and it's like a dream.
Gotcha.
Um,
Yeah, I see that at church y'all kind of be kind of closer. Y'all sit with each other, whatever, and take off. And I think that's pretty cool. I'm not sure where that's going on the latter end, but I know in the earlier years, y'all were real buddy buddy at the parties. And I just thought that was from a father's standpoint, from seeing that and seeing how that was going. I thought that was real cool, for that to really happen that way. And I love it, because I feel like you have a personality that's pretty good with making friends. I don't think you go and make a lot of friends, which isn't a bad thing, but I think you seem to pick good people, and you seem to be a good person to the people that you're around. So I really do enjoy and love that about that whole thing. Um, so now, like, with you at this age, about to be 14, you have a good friend circle, you have a good spiritual circle. um what are still some of like the challenges that you face at this age? What are some of the tougher spots for you now presently?
um, probably to it's kind of hard to. Well, technically, it's not really hard to stay fresh. It's kind of easy because it's just automatically like it's just automatically on me. But probably probably trying to be like a good big brother and to Kashi and Ray, because like sometimes like they can get on my nerves most of the time, but at the same time, okay, most of the time, but at the same time,
You
it
don't lie,
like
buddy.
and nothing stop me. I don't care. They can hear it. But it's it's because most of the time, if I'm gone for the week and I come home on the weekend, they'll they'll start running up to me, like give me a hug and happy I'm there. And that like it shows me like it's hard to be a big brother, but it's I still love them in heart.
Ooh,
And I really do care about them.
ooh.
Like that I had like it kind of feels like I have like a almost like a responsibility like to keep them safe and like keep them in order. Um,
Mm. But you low key saying some stuff. I need you to know that. Like, yeah, you saying some big boy things to say that, hey man, it's hard to be a big brother, but I see the responsibility. I see the reason on why I have to do it, regardless of I love them, I care about them, even though it's hard. I'm sticking it out because I want them to be protected. I want them to have a good role model. That's deep, man. And I'm proud of you for even taking that stance, for having that mindset and that heart for them, and just for how you have to move and understanding your role, in that. I really do love that, and I really do feel like they appreciate you, and love you as well. And I know, I grew up in a house where it was five of us, and we like were blood brothers and sisters, and we had plenty of days where we were aggravating each other, fussing, fighting, breaking each other's stuff, and it was tough. But to this day, like we love each other, even if we don't talk to each other for a while. We just love each other, and I think that shows. You see how I'm around your Uncle Michael and all your nieces and nephews when we get together. It's family, it's love, and I'm not sure how much of that plays into it for you, but I just love the fact that you do have that mindset, and that heart for family. Um, I do want to see if there's. I'm gonna give you the stage, right? It's just gonna be you. I'm gonna slide out. If there's anything that you want to say to any people out there that may be watching, if you got any words of inspiration, if you want to give any thanks, show any love, you can tell your mama, hey, whoever, whatever you want. I'm gonna give you a few moments to just kind of speak your piece.
Mhm. All right, what up, y'all? I'm I'm happy to be here, and I'm happy to be on this live stream with my dad, and it feels good to be on the podcast, and uh, I'm happy for the people that's in my life that God has given me, because like most of the time, I bump head with some of them. At the same time, I love having them around, and I I like it. hmm, I feel like I like can find peace in life, and I could if I needed to talk to my dad about anything, I could go to him and ask certain things, and I could like have like like when I forget, like if I ask him something, I get finished with talking to him. Like I understand things now, and I take that and like think about it a lot and take it in consideration and like use it in the day to day life. And it's just like it just gives me like he gives me hope that I could keep going. Like he'll always tell me to keep going and never give up and don't run from challenges. And I feel like that just gives me hope that like I could just keep going and like like whatever happens, that will be all right and just tough through it. And yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, I dig it, brother. I'm glad you feel that way. Uh, it feels good on this Father's Day, to have you here speaking. What is life into me, to be honest with you? It gives me hope. It gives me it's answered prayers. To see you walking the way you are, to talking the way you are, what you have in your heart, and everything. Your grandfather is chiming in. Let me read this for you. He says, "Happy Father's Day, son. Happy future Father's Day to Junior. I'm very proud of both of you. You are doing a great job as a father. Watching this live is awesome for me. This is a great Father's Day gift. It is a blessing. I love y'all." Um, we love you too, pops. We love you with all our heart.
Look to Grant.
Yeah, we appreciate everything you've shown us. We appreciate all the lessons we've learned from you. Everything. You're just important to us. As Junior may feel I'm important to him, he may feel, I feel he's important to me. You're an important piece of this as well. And we greatly appreciate you. Happy Father's Day to you. And I'm always glad to have you tuning in and watching. Just because I know what it means to you to see us do well. And so you're definitely one of our inspirations to continue to do well. With that being said, Junior, I'm gonna see you in a moment. I'm gonna talk to these good fellas. You don't gotta log out real quick, but I'm gonna take a little solo, and then we're gonna get on up out of here.
All right.
Um, First, if you didn't get here in the beginning, I want to say Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to each and every one of you. Biological fathers, stepfathers, godfathers, whatever kind of father you are. Happy Father's Day to you. We are important, as you can see for conversation. Our kids look up to us. They get inspiration from us. They need us. With the way this world is going today, we need God, but we need to be in the house to show them how God moves and how God works and be a vessel for God. Because that's how He designed us, to be in the home, to be leaders, to be there for the youth, to be there for the women. And that's what being a father is about. It's not just being a dad. It's not just being a man in the house. It's about being a father. Because our Father who art in heaven, right? So their Father who art in the house should do things the same way the Father who art in heaven does things. That's again the way we're designed. So thank each and every one of you who are fathers out there. I thank each and every one of you that tuned in. Man, this is beautiful. This is the season premiere of season 2. As you can see, we've updated the logo a little bit. If you stick around, you can see the new intro, outro that I actually like. The website was supposed to be here. I apologize. I did a little too much tinkering and kind of mixed some things up. I'll just stay tuned to that. It'll definitely be up. The website, we have some new content that'll be on the website. It's also on YouTube right now. We got what we're doing is off the script, where I'll be out and in church and different places asking people questions, faith-based questions, and getting good information, getting good content and feedback. There's a few other segments that we're working on. I just was filming last night downtown, so we got some work for that. As well as we'll have some sections on there for writers, just to have my guy Lazarus nephew. He does a lot of writing, so I have some passages, some different things that he's writing. Some writings from me, so I can get some of my thoughts off and not just talk to y'all each Sunday. But we're doing our very best to bring you good content, good faith-based content, things to help you through your day, to help you through your week, to inspire you, to motivate you, to entertain you as well in that space. We're ever so grateful and ever so thankful for everybody that tunes in, man. This is important for me because it's just me being obedient. And I appreciate y'all just chiming in and allowing me to entertain you, to inspire you, to talk to you, to bring different people on you so you can hear their stories. We have some good people coming up. I'm gonna go ahead and shout them out. We have Kyle Green that's going to be coming on. I reached out to Vanyetta. She has a very deep story. Me and her have a very good relationship, so I'm enjoying the fact that we're going to get her on. I got some few people from Ford City, my guy Nick. We're going to have Trent from Takeoff. My guy Trent's coming on to tell his story. He has a real strong story. But we're just really bringing in people who I feel will be impactful, people that God wants me to bring in front of you so you can understand that this journey, the faith, the process, the whole life of this whole thing is not easy. It's not strong. I mean, it's not always like the best path, but we're strong and we can do it. It's 82-0 live. Remember, 82-0 means that just like a basketball season with God, we're undefeated. There's nobody can win. There's no losing when we're walking with God. 82-0. That's what it's about. It's not just a podcast. It's a movement. It's a mindset. It's a way of life. So I appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. God bless y'all. God bless y'all. God bless y'all. Good night.
That's how you say it.
Greetings. Most importantly, blessings. Yes, sir. Bless my heart, bless my soul. Left it to the world, they're surely turning cold. Bless my heart, bless my soul. Give me the strength to continue on this road. Bless my heart and bless my soul. Left it to the world, they're surely turning cold. Bless my heart and bless my soul. Give me the strength to continue on this road.